When most Americans think about traveling abroad, they often think of London. You can go see Big Ben, you can piss off some dudes in a funny hat.
Get off the fence!
You don't have to learn another language to get around. That's all fine, except London sucks. So we decided to catch a train up to Edinburgh in Scotland. You don't hear about Edinburgh as much because it's smaller and London's stealing the spotlight. But Edinburgh is a place unto itself, where London is a bustling metropolis, a central trade hub in the world for the last 1,000 years. Edinburgh is distinctly Scottish.
Now, when most people think of distinctly Scottish things, they're thinking bagpipes, they're thinking burly men with red hair, they're thinking sheep, they're thinking kilts. And yeah, it's kind of true. But one thing we don't hear about enough, which we think is a damn shame, is how the Scots ring in the New Year, with the celebration they affectionately refer to as HOGMANAY, which in itself is distinctly Scottish.
After a 4-hour train ride from London, we decide we want to stretch our legs and get our bearings. So we figure, what better way to do that than to hike Arthur's Seat, the highest peak in a group of hills right in the middle of town. And suddenly things are a lot rougher than we expected. It quickly becomes so steep we're climbing on all fours. And the wind.
If I die, scatter my ashes on Bourbon Street.
My God, the wind. Oh, look at those Americans go there, climbing up the mountain on all fours. 2 words, graceful. Now, it wasn't like climbing the north face of Everest, but everyone had really sold this as a mellow afternoon jaunt. We're nearly to the top when we reach a path that leads around the mountain and up the other side to a slope so gentle we're joined by children and the elderly. Good to know now. Maybe next time. Cold, wet, hungry, and most of all, a little humbled. All we want is a nice warm pie and a hearty pint.
So we head to the Sheep's Head, which is allegedly Scotland's oldest surviving pub. Lucky for us, it was much easier to find than the trail to Arthur's Seat. Slightly alarming that we're more tuned at finding bars than trailheads, but I'm not complaining.
Despite its age, the Sheep's Head is warm and inviting. For everyone at home playing That's What She Said, you're welcome.
We waste no time diving into the homemade steak pies, followed by a couple pints of Belhaven Best, perfectly crafted for rehydrating after braving Mother Nature on novice level hills. Or Mum Nature, whatever they call it in Britain.
Lost on his way to the WC, Jamie stumbles upon the Head's 175-year-old Skittle Alley. Skittles is an early variant of bowling that has been played continuously in or near the Head for hundreds of years. While other places upgrade their tech, the Head keeps it classic.
This adds a few quirks when compared to modern bowling, like the life and death game of resetting the pins.
Watch out!
One thing that's interesting about these balls is there's no holes. So word on the street is the best way to throw is with the 2-hand and dive. We'll see how it goes. Don't laugh. Can I put my hand? Can I put my foot down?
Yeah, you can do anything you want. It's a free throw, man. But national prize at stake here.
Well, you heard that. All right. Just throw them on top. No worries, you get 2 rolls. It's nothing, ain't nothing. I'm pretty sure that lane slopes to the left. Anyway, once you get past the whole diving thing, it's pretty fun. And as we look around at the family playing with us, we notice that every age is entertained. Mix that with the Heat's charm, and it's obvious why the game's still played here.
We play a few rounds of Skittles with our new friends, but pretty soon we've got to go. We've got to catch a cab back into the middle of town and get ready for the first night's festivities.
Alright, so we just got our torches. About to get started tonight.
Picture this: a few dozen Vikings, a marching pipe band behind them, and several thousand Scotsmen with torches following right behind them. And we're in the middle of all of it.
Similar to how we imagine Guy Fieri's closet, Words just cannot describe how impressive and bizarre it is to see everything covered in flames. Before us, for as far as the eye can see, an elegant river of flowing torches. Now we're sure of two things. First, that this is pretty fucking cool. And second, that sadly they would never, ever let an event like this happen back in the States.
Yeah, and you'd think it'd be totally dangerous.
Flame in my hand, I think,
But at the same time, I don't know if it's because everything is wet, or if it's because everything's made out of stone, or if people can just handle their shit. But to my surprise, nothing and no one goes up in flames. And that's saying something, because there are plenty of waste and face-high fires moving up and down the street. Flames everywhere, totally safe and non-threatening. This is a Guy Fieri-ass parade. Only, I like it.
Yeah, this must be what Flavortown's like. Though appearances make this seem like an ancient custom, the Torch Parade is a rather recent tradition compared to Edinburgh's long history, and the Viking reenactment has no historical context as far as the city's concerned. But who cares? This is a tradition that's evolving in the present, and it's here to stay. After all, who doesn't like walking through town like a mob looking for Frankenstein? I, for one, highly recommend it. And at the very least, it definitely boosts anticipation for the actual New Year's celebration tomorrow night.
You can't help but notice the energy in the air is a mix of excitement and of reverence, as everyone understands that together we're about to end the old and begin the new.
Alright, so that is our coverage of HOGMANAY. If you enjoyed, please like, follow, and subscribe.
Please check out our Patreon. If you haven't heard of Patreon, it's a website where you can directly fund artists that you like. We have 5 or 6 more festivals we'd like to show you, and if you do decide to support us, we will actually feature you at the end of each episode as one of our producers. So please, please, please support us. We love you.
We're looking to give credit where credit's due, and we appreciate every little amount. So check out our Patreon right here. Thank you.